Okay, so I thought I would just kind of go over a little bit of just sort of the changes that have taken place just pretty recently with our businesses and with social media in general. And um, I think we're all, because there's a bunch of us doing this social team builder training, so it's a like page training. We are lucky enough to sort of have been in the know of what's going on. And had we not been in this training, I'm not sure where we would all be right now, like if we would even understand what's going on or even know these things that are going on. But basically what's been happening is, as we know, coaches are using their personal pages to build their business. Maybe you've done it, or people on your team have been doing it. I mean, there's so many people that are doing it, and we've even encouraged our coaches to do it. So it's not that you're doing something wrong if that's where you've been building your business, because that's just what coaches were doing, right? But in all reality, Facebook does not want you building a business on your personal page. They want you to build a business on a business page, which costs nothing to start. So it's sort of like one of those things, like we know better. Like why were we ever taking that risk of running a business on our personal page? But we did it because it worked and it was easy. So unfortunately, Facebook has really begun cracking down on this, and they've actually shut down some coaches' personal pages altogether. So they basically went to log into Facebook one day and they were non-existent. So they lost everything, all their groups they had created, all their pictures, their videos, friends. Like when you really start to think about the impact that would have, like it's crazy. All your contacts, your messages, everything like gone. Your business essentially is like wiped out, and there's no warning. And this has been happening quite frequently, and it's like really, really scary. And it's sort of happening to anybody. Like very successful coaches have had this happen to them. And I'm sure there's tons of people that we're not even hearing about that this has been happening to. So also what happened last week was a ton of people got blocked on Facebook Messenger. So it happened to myself. I know it happened to like several of you guys, plus like so many coaches in the entire network it happened to. And I think that is sort of a really big warning sign that they are really cracking down, and we need to be careful. So it was a really good wake-up call. I'm almost glad that it happened to me, because had it not happened to me, I don't know if I would have taken it as seriously. But I'm definitely taking it seriously, and it made me realize how bad it could be, because when you can't message people, it makes you think like, okay, so how am I supposed to run this business if I can't use my personal messenger? Well, we're not supposed to be using our personal messenger for the business. We're supposed to be using our business page, and the business page has its own messenger. That's where we're supposed to run our business from. Facebook doesn't want us randomly messaging people that we do not have any connections with. So this is sort of their way of preventing people from being spammed on Facebook, because there's a lot of people out there on Facebook who aren't running a business that simply want to come onto Facebook to connect with people and catch up. And then there's all these network marketers spamming them every single day, right? And I'd like to think that we were never those people that were spamming people. However, I'll be the first to admit I messaged random people on the daily. Whether they wanted to hear from me or not, I messaged them. I friend requested them. I added them into my support group. So, I will raise my hand and say that is how I ran my business. So it's a very good wake-up call, I think, for all of us. So we can get down on this and think like, oh crap, what are we going to do now? And this sucks and stupid Facebook. Or we can just say, okay, well, what's our next choice? What's our next option? What are we going to do about this? So what we're going to do about this is we are going to build our like pages, and we are going to grow successful businesses there. And it's possible. and it's going to take a little bit more work, and it's going to require you to change how you've been doing things a little bit, but not a whole lot different. I think that for myself moving forward, I'm going to be having a lot less conversations, but more quality conversations, because I was having anywhere in between like 50 and 80 messages a day with people. Like I was initializing that many conversations with people every single day, whether those were people that I had just become friends with or current challengers, or like just in general, that's how many messages I was sending out every single day. And we can't do that anymore. It's not going to be possible to do that from our like page, which I'll explain to you. But for me, it is a little hard to swallow almost moving forward, knowing that I'm not going to be having that many conversations. It's a load off my shoulders for sure, because that is a lot of work. You know, and now I'm almost forced to take a step back and not be having that many conversations. But I wasn't having quality conversations with that many people. So this way we are going to be using our time more effectively, I think, and really building this business in a way that I think is going to benefit us long term. So not that we were ever doing anything wrong. I don't want anybody to think that we have like screwed up. It's just the way social media is, and things change all the time. And you know, in another year, you might hear coaches say that they are switching back to their personal page and running their business from there. Like it constantly is changing. It's always changing, and we have to just be willing to change with it and embrace the changes and learn from what we were doing and what wasn't working and what was working, and just fail forward. So I am, you know, moving forward with this and just going to embrace it and do what I can to help you guys build your pages and your business. And we're kind of all now at this point learning together, all of us, which is kind of cool. Like we're all in this, and I think we can really learn a lot from each other and what's working and what's not working. So that's sort of that. Does anybody have any questions specifically about those issues? I'm hoping that everybody has a like page. Hold on a second. Yeah.
Elaine, did I miss much? Sorry, I was on another call, so.
No, it just started. Yeah,
Okay.
She's just going through the changes, kind of just talking about what they talked about the other day, about the changes and switching over to our like page.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so hopefully everybody does have a like page created, and if you don't be like thinking that this is some big task now. You can create a like page in about 2 minutes, and I actually have a video that I'll post maybe in our message thread or in our little team page about how to create a like page. It's very simple, and you can get it going tonight if you wanted. So if you don't have one, you now need to have one. Like it's non-negotiable. You need to have one, because even with our groups, the way that a lot of us have been running our business is from these support groups that we've called them. And I mean, that is where I have 100% run my business from. That technically isn't okay with Facebook either. And not to say that we're all going to get shut down because we're running our business in groups, but I don't really want to take the chance. So what a lot of us have done is you can link if you still are wanting to keep that support group running, it's fine. I think it's a great place to build relationships with, and especially if you already have really good relationships in there, you can link your like page and that group together so that when you post in your group, you are posting as your business page. So it doesn't have anything to do with your personal account. So that is totally okay. But again, if you don't have a group, don't go and create one, is what I'm going to say. Like, if you haven't gone down the whole support group path that a lot of us did, just don't even think about doing that now. Create a like page. You have to have a like page, and that is where you're going to build your business from. If you are just sort of starting out on your like page, or if you're going to create one, don't go mass inviting everybody to it right now. Think of your like page as a store, as a brand new business that you are building. So you wouldn't just buy a business and then invite all your friends and family to come and see it. You would make sure that that business looks good from the outside, that it's appealing, that you have stuff in the store for people to look at. Like, you want it to look really good. You want to have quality content in that store so that when you finally do invite people in there, they come and they're like, wow, this is amazing. I'm going to come back here for sure. Or I want to stay here. Because the thing is, if your like page right now is not of quality, the people that you're inviting, they're going to maybe look at it and be like, what's this all about? And there's going to be nothing that's going to keep them there. And that's what's really, really important about your like page. And for all of us who are in the training right now, side note, I strongly suggest you start putting money away for this training. If that's what's holding you back from doing it, I strongly suggest you ask for it for Christmas or for your birthday, or cut back on any possible thing that you can cut back so that you can do this training, because the stuff that we are learning in there, I hope everybody would agree with me that it's invaluable. Like, it's actually, like, it's crazy how much it has changed so much about what I'm doing in such a short amount of time. And we will try and tell you guys all about it, but it's really hard to be able to share the what we're learning in there, and the videos that we have access to, and all the live stuff, and the Facebook group. It's crazy. So I really strongly suggest you start saving up for it so that you can do it. Make it a priority. Where was I going with that? But basically, in this training, I don't think any of us have gotten to the point where we're even running ads yet. It's all about our storefront. It is a huge focus on, like, who we are talking to, what our avatar is, what our brand is, creating posts so that we are speaking to our avatar. So we are speaking to that one person. Like, everything has to be geared towards our avatar. And if it's not, we're speaking to no one. And anybody that comes across our posts, it's not going to relate to them. So if that post is not relating to that person, you are giving them no reason to like or to comment. So everything that we're learning right now is all about creating amazing content, how to word things properly, how to get a good eye-catching cover photo, how to have a story for when they click on the cover photo, a good description of who you are. All these, this is what we've been learning. It hasn't been anything to do with running ads or how to grow our page. It's just these simple things that can get overlooked. And if you overlook that, no one is ever going to want to stay on your like page. You're never going to build connections on that like page. So it's so important that you can really get your storefront looking the way it needs to look. I should have wrote notes or something, so I'm not just randomly rambling. And then you can start inviting people to it. And, it's going to take a while. It takes a while to build that engagement up on a like page. So that's why a lot of people don't use a like page, because it's trickier. Not as many people see a like page, because it needs engagement for, like, you need people to like and comment on your posts in order for Facebook to keep showing it in the news feeds. So it takes a little while to get that traction going. But what we're learning is how to get that traction going, how to get the content to speak to people specifically in your market so that they start liking and commenting on it. And then more and more people will continue to see it. My thoughts are all over the place. Okay, so I did write. Does that make sense so far? Like, does anybody have questions about that, all of that? Because I can't even really like explain to you at this point how to build your like page. Like we're not there yet. All I know is that there's things that you can do to your posts and to the appearance of your like page to make it more appealing to people. So for instance, if you have a like page, you need to be going live. You have to be going live on it like 4, 5, 6 times a week. Like you have to be. That's the way that Facebook is going to really decide, okay, we're going to show her page to people. And without going live, no one's ever going to see your page, unfortunately. And if you guys know me, that terrifies me. I hate going live. I have gone live more since this training, probably than I ever have in my entire business. And it's not terrifying me anymore. I actually find it kind of thrilling now. And I'm just embracing it and going with it. So I'm trying to go live about 5 times a week right now. But that is building up engagement. So I'm noticing I'm getting new likes every single day on my page. New people that are commenting and liking on my posts, and I'm not paying for any of this, so it's just happening organically. Another thing with your page, and share some workout videos. Like I was doing a critique on somebody else's page, and I noticed that she wasn't going live, so that's a big thing. And just showing your workouts, and post workout selfies, one thing, but show some workout videos. I think a lot of us are pretty good with doing that. And then the other thing, which I sort of talked about too, is are your posts sharing who you really are? So if somebody comes to your page and checks out a few posts, do they get a good sense of who you are, like who you really are? Not that you're motivational and you're into health and fitness, but like who you are, what your struggles are, what your issues are. Like, do they get a good sense of you? Are you being real? Like, are you really being real? And I know that I've sort of gotten more real since starting this training. I think there's still layers for me to peel back, and I'm getting there, but you have to be super real and vulnerable. And if you're not, you're never going to attract people. When somebody comes across your page or comes across one of your posts, if they read it and they don't say to themselves, oh my gosh, that's me, then they're not going to like it or comment on it. They're just going to keep scrolling. So you need those posts to be speaking to somebody, and that when she sees that post, she's going to stop in her tracks and be like, oh my gosh, that's me. She's talking to me. Because the thing is, we want to be attracting people that we do not have any connections with right now. That's how we're going to grow our business. We're not going to grow our business from all the people who are on our personal page or in our support groups. We're going to build our business from brand new people. So posting about like, oh, I woke up this morning and blah, 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 blah. I got my workout done and it felt so great. A year ago, I never would have done this, that sort of thing. Somebody who does not know you from a hill of beans is not going to care about that post. So a big part of this training has been to change all your I's into you. So create your posts, look at all your posts, and it's probably a lot of I. I know mine were for sure. Every single sentence started with I. And so now it's about changing that to you. So like I could say, like, I feel like I always sort of give the same examples, but like for my workout post, I could put something about like, I was up multiple times last night. I woke up so unbelievably tired, but when my alarm went off, I didn't give myself a choice. I got up regardless, and I'm getting that workout in, and I know it's going to make my whole day that much better, and I'm going to be such a better mom and blah, blah, blah. That's a good post. Like, that's stuff I would have posted about, and that's sharing me. But guess what? Someone who does not know me at all doesn't really care all that much. So if I change that to say, do you ever have those nights where your kids keep you up all night long and your alarm goes off and all you want to do is hit the snooze button and roll over. That's like, girl, that's me too, or like whatever. So you somehow do bring it back to you. You have to, because that's how they make the connection to, like, they read your first sort of paragraph that is talking to them. It's not about you, it's about them. And that's what hooks them in. They're like, oh my gosh, yes, that is me. And then you start saying, yeah, that's me too. And then they think, oh my God, yeah, she's like me. Okay. And all of a sudden they formed a little relationship with you in there. They've connected with you. The two of you are now connected. And then she continues to read. And then she likes it, or she comments, or she goes to your page and she looks at your other stuff and she's like, oh my God, this girl is like telling my story. We have so much in common. That's how you build a relationship. So does that make sense? So it's not like we have to change like a whole ton about what we're doing. It's making these little tweaks. And that's what I have loved about this training so far. It's just changing things very slightly, but getting far greater results. Anyone who's doing the training, if you guys have like anything to add, I'm like more than happy to have you guys chime in if there's anything. No? Okay.
I just think it's mind
like
blowing.
you were saying, Megan, like a real eye opener as to every post that you make, trying to relate it to somebody else to catch their eye.
Mm-hmm.
And like, just because I'm going through everything like at my own pace, but it truly makes you think of like your avatar, like who are you focusing? Because those are the only people that you really want. You don't want, I had added 40 people to my group last month, and how many of them are actually people that I wanted, I don't know. So this is totally gearing you in the direction that you want, and there's so much awesome information. Like it's good.
Yeah. And it goes back to that, like, do you want to feed your ego or feed your bank account? Because, we're always after likes and comments, but if they're not quality likes, like if they're not people who are connecting with us and who are our avatar, it means nothing. Like it means absolutely nothing. It's like having a huge like page with 20,000 likes. That doesn't mean anything. What's the engagement like on those posts? Like what's the quality of engagement on those posts? So don't get too hung up on this point of like getting all your friends to like your page or everybody in your support group to like your page. That's not what's important here. It's the quality of the people who are going to follow you. So I know that we want to get lots of likes on our page and move everybody over, but like, do you want all those people moved over? Because I know for me, there's a lot of people that I'm friends with that I really don't want engaging on my like page. I really don't even want them there. I don't want their friends to see, like, they're just not my avatar. I don't want those people building my page for me. It's not going to do anything. All I'm going to be doing is wasting my time talking with people who are, even if they join my team, they're not going to be my tribe. It's not going to work out. So, don't get too hung up on like, nobody's liking my stuff, nobody's commenting, that sort of thing. I did want to read something to you because I think this is where my mind was really opened up to how we speak in our posts. So one of the first things that there it is, that we had to do was to create a description on our cover photo on our like page. So when someone clicks on your like page, they can read a little description about you. So like most of us would do, we would say, hi, thanks for coming to my page. My name's Megan. I'm a mom of 4. I'm a registered nurse. I've been on my health and fitness journey for 2.5 years. I decided to make some changes when my kids were little, blah, 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 right? That's how we would all start. And that is how every single coach in this group started their little descriptor, like everybody. But that means nothing, right? if someone does not know you and they read that, they're like, so what? Who is this person? I could care less about all of her. Like, it just is not connecting with them. So you take that same content and you flip it a little bit. So this is what mine is now. So originally mine was that, welcome to my page. My name's Megan. I have 4 kids. I'm a registered nurse. So now it's, have you ever felt extremely overwhelmed with life as a mom, even though everything seems perfect and you have everything you ever wanted? Being a mom is everything we always wanted, right? Yet here we are feeling sleep deprived, feeling completely run down, and the negativity starts to set in. Each day just rolls on into the next, snack time, or diaper changes, naps, cartoons, tidying, bedtime, repeat, repeat, repeat. Almost mind-numbing at times, isn't it? And don't get me started on what it can do for your marriage. I remember clearly the moment I looked around and thought to myself, this is not what I thought being a mom would feel like. It was in that moment I decided enough was enough, and that if I wanted to feel different, I was going to have to do something different. I am forever a work in progress. There is no end date to working on yourself, but I have been able to get to a point in my life as a mom where I feel fulfilled, energized, and happy again. If you are struggling with that #mom life and you are looking to make some improvements so that you can be the mom you always imagined you would be, send me a message. I know I can help. So if you are my person, you read that and you are like, wow, she's speaking to me, right? Immediately. Like, have you ever felt extremely overwhelmed with life as a mom, even though everything seems perfect and you have everything you ever wanted? Like, if that's you, you read that and you're like, whoo, gut check, and you want to keep reading. If that's not you, like, then that doesn't really interest you. Like, sure, it's a lovely story, but you're not relating to that. You're not thinking to yourself, holy crap, she's right. I want to know more now. And so they continue on and they hear more about your story. That's how you hook them in. So I hope that makes sense a little bit. It's just about tweaking things slightly, but it can be very, very impactful when you do that. Okay. So did someone want to say something? No.
I had a question just about, I'm not sure if you're going to get into it, but like, I'm just struggling now with like, who should I be reaching out to? You know what I mean? Like, who am I supposed to be messaging? Like, if I'm not getting very much comments and engagement on my like page posts, well, like before we'd send out like friend requests and you know, message them but now, like, who am I basically messaging? Like, I don't know who I'm messaging. If I'm not getting any engagement, what am I doing, right? Like, I'm posting still, but that's where I'm stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm scared, because I've been blocked, to send out these flipping messages. Like, I don't know what to do. So I'm, like, stressing because I'm like, okay, so now what? How am I going to reach Success Club if I'm not getting engagement on my, do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know what you're saying, because I have the same fears, and I unfortunately don't have like a great answer. What I would suggest is really look at your posts, like really look at them, and are they like everything that we just talked about? Are they speaking to your avatar? Are you sharing you in them? Or is it simply just motivation? Are you asking a question on every post? If you don't ask a question, you are giving them no reason to ever comment on it.
Hey,
So a nice motivational post is great, and it might get you a like, but it's rarely going to get you a comment. You have to ask for what you want. So I would definitely look at your posts and just see if you can start to tweak things to really narrow in on who it is you're speaking to. That's going to help to create some engagement, because I was the same way. I was having like nothing, like absolutely nothing happening on my posts. And now I am starting to, just from making those changes. So it will happen as long as you're sort of implementing these changes. It will happen.
Is that like, the only people that you're really messaging now, or are you going through and like messaging people from your support group still, or no?
I'm not, because I'm so afraid to use my personal messenger right now. So I am only using my messenger in my like page, which if you guys haven't discovered, you can't just message anybody from your like page. The only way that you can reach out to somebody is if they comment on a post. That's the only way. So if somebody likes your post, you can't message them. And so one of the girls who does the social team builder, she helps out with it. And everybody's all up in arms about this, right? Like every coach right now is thinking the same thing. Well, how am I supposed to message the people who are liking my posts? And she responds every time like she's black or white, this girl, right? Like she's just like, this is how it is. And she's like, why would you be messaging them just because they liked your post? Just because they liked your post does not give you an invitation to message them. And it's so true, but that's how we've been doing things. Like that is how we've been doing things. And she's like, just because somebody likes your page doesn't give you the right to message them, start building a relationship with them. Like they just liked your page. Once they comment, they're showing you a little bit more of engagement and a little bit more interest. So then you can comment on your page, and then you can actually message them right from the comment. So I can show you guys if you don't know what that looks like, but I can show you exactly where you go to message them so that it comes from your like page. And it's really cool because when you do that, in the message, your post that they commented on is in the message. So it's not like you are thanking them for commenting on this post and they're like, what post was that? It pops up for them. So that's pretty cool. Like there's definitely some things I really, really like about this. I do see where they're coming from in this training. Like the people who are doing this training aren't Beachbody coaches. So they're not like we're all hungry for success, right? But they are trying to teach us how to build a proper business, and it's not by spamming. And I mean, again, I know that we were never spamming people, but in other people outside of Beachbody, what we were doing was technically spamming, like sending out 20 to 30 messages to people who liked our post with the exact same message. That's technically spamming. Like it is. I mean, it worked, but it is. So it's really like you only message the people that are commenting on your stuff. So you have to figure out a way to get them to comment on your stuff. And you will get there as long as you are gearing your posts towards the right people in the right way.
Megan.
Yeah.
How does it logistically work? Like some of my posts, because I personally feel like I get really deep with my posts, and it'll say, seen by 8 or whatever, like 8 people. So is the going live, is stuff like that how our posts get seen by more people? That's how it works. It's just.
Yeah. Facebook wants us to be using live. Like that's what they want us to be doing. So if you do the things that Facebook wants you to do, they're going to sort of reward you by showing your posts to more people. So if you can get people, like if you go live and the right people are seeing it and they are commenting on it, and you can you can engage with them, then they're just going to keep seeing your stuff. So
it's just people I know. Like, so if you're saying eventually the people that are going to start seeing it and commenting are going to be strangers who have never connected with. My stuff will just randomly show up in their feed somehow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's what's happening to me right now is like there's these people that I have absolutely no connections with that like I'm having conversations with. It's crazy. It's crazy. But it's a slow sort of thing that starts to happen. I think in the meantime, like if you are literally getting absolutely nobody commenting or liking on your stuff, and you know that you're posting in the right way and into the right people and asking the right questions and giving the good content, then go ahead and look at some of your likes, like maybe your more recent likes. Don't just start messaging all of them. Really look at, like, would I want this person to be a business partner with me? Like, really, that's how you should look at it. And if so, message a few a day or something. Like, you know, you're probably not going to get in jail by doing that. But if you start sending out a ton, you will. So I think that's what I would do personally if I was like having the ability to have no conversations with people, because we still have to make connections. We have to, like, it's our vital behavior. We have to connect. So we have to figure out a way to do that. So that's probably what I would do, is look at the people who are who have liked my page and just reach out to them. There really isn't any point in friend requesting people because you're not using your personal page. You shouldn't be using your personal page. So it doesn't really serve any purpose to have all these friends tied to your personal page when your personal page has nothing to do with the business. So that is sort of something that I've had to kind of let go. It's just really changing how we've been doing things. Does that help, Elaine? I know,
Megan,
hard.
just a quick touch on that. I've always used my personal page just to connect with adding people to my network and then inviting them to my page or my support group, wherever I feel both of them most times. But like the people that I've still got a lot of people on my personal page that I need to have finished conversations with. And so like keep doing that, but eventually move them over into.
Yeah, I think so. Like I don't have the answers, unfortunately, but yeah, I probably would. Like,
well, I'm moving at a snail's pace right now. I'm just kind of doing a few, like, because I don't want to, like, you know, I've always used my like page and my support group. So I've never used my personal page for anything. So but I've got a lot of friends there that I've connected with that, you know, are really good connections that I'm slowly trying to move over. So keep doing that and just hope for the best, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
And like, if there's someone that you really have connected well with, even message them and just say, like, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I've moved my business I've moved to my business page and I'd love to have you continue following me. Here's the link if you're interested. Like, to people that you legit, like, really want to. And there shouldn't be that many. Like, really, in reality, there's not going to be 300 people that you're going to send that message to ever.
Yeah.
It's just, right? So, you know, it's definitely a quality thing. Like, we just really want to be talking to people who are us. Like,
right.
Who are you?
Yeah, there isn't very many. But
Are you still posting in your support group, Megan?
I am. Yeah.
Do you just share? Well, the last couple of days, I guess I've been just sharing whatever I put in my like page a little bit later. So I posted my like page first, and then I just share it to my.
Yeah, I wouldn't share it, Elaine. I would just post it. It's more genuine.
Okay.
It. Like, yeah, I think I had said that on the live video that Michelle and I did, because I notice a lot of people are doing that, and I don't know, just from what other people have said too, like, it just doesn't look as, I don't know, it's so inauthentic.
Because the problem I'm having, I can't get my support group linked.
Oh.
It won't work. Like, when I click on it, like, try to go through like what Tammy said and what you said, like, I can't get it linked to my.
Yeah, you know what, Darlene can't either.
So that's why I've been sharing it, right? Because I'm scared to. But I don't know.
I think if you still post in there as yourself, I think it's okay. Like, I've done, like, tonight I did post as myself in my group because I knew so the thing, what I'm experimenting with, because if you post in your group as your like page, nobody's seeing it. And I couldn't figure out why. Like, nobody's seeing it. Yet if I post as myself in my support group, everybody's, like, not everybody, but tons of people like and comment on it right away. And so I kind of, like, did this with some other people on our team, and it turns out that when you post from your like page to your support group, nobody gets a notification at all. So every time we post in our group, usually people get a notification unless they've turned it off. And that's why a support group has always worked so well for me anyways, because people always get a notification that Megan is posted in Fit to Be a Mama, and then they click on it and they like it or they comment, and usually it's the same 50 people every time, but it always made me feel really good. and now there's no notification happening. So nobody is coming into my page anymore because you don't get a notification, you kind of forget about that person, right? So I've played around with it. So then I decided, okay, well, maybe I'll remove myself as an admin and only have my like page as the admin to see if that would create a notification. No, that didn't work either. So then I posted as myself tonight, and I don't know, did anybody get a notification that I posted?
I think I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, because then I was trying to figure out, as without being an admin, would people get a notification? So I'm trying to figure out a way for people to see our stuff in our support group posting from our like page. I don't even know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but yeah. So
I have a question. Sorry. You had posted on your support group like that you're moving over to your like page, and you had said, in addition to liking your page, follow you. What does the follow you do?
Well, I think as soon as you like a page, you are automatically following, but you can just follow a page without ever liking it. So I can follow all of you guys without actually liking you, because if I like you, then all of my friends might start to like you. No offense, but I don't want all of my friends to like you guys because I want the business, right? So you can follow somebody, and when you click on the follow, most people don't realize, but it always just goes to default, but you can actually choose to see a certain amount of people first. So every time you log into Facebook, the very first post you're going to see every single time on your home screen are those people that you chose to follow first. So I used to do that for my family, like before Beachbody, so that I would always see like my sisters and my mom and my best friend. And then when I became a coach, I made it Lindsay Matway, Bonnie, like all the top coaches, so that every time I came on my news feed, it was all filled with coaches. And so now I sort of rotate through different coaches that I want to be seeing, because I think you can pick to about 10 people you want to see first. So I'm trying to encourage my followers to click that. So it's almost like getting a notification. They'll just always see me right away. I don't know if anybody actually went and did it, but I thought, well, I'll try it. So
I do that too, like with pages, but you can only do up to, you're right, a certain amount, and then it won't let you see first.
Yeah.
But then you can always switch it up.
Yeah, I switch it up all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so another question, it was from Cassie, how to lead our teams who aren't in this training. Well, I mean, essentially what I'm doing right here, right? There's so many of you guys that aren't in the training. So it's just about sharing as much as we can. Like, I mean, for you guys who are in the training, you know that I'm like struggling to try and like share it all without, like, it's just so hard to put it all into words, I guess, because the amount of videos that we have access to, like hours and hours of these live videos and just really intense and like posts and stuff. So, Cassie, I'll be sharing as much with them. So I guess you would just do the same. What you should have your coaches do right away is get them started with a like page, get them to set up their storefront before they even invite people, get their storefront set up. So that's what I'm doing right now. I have a new message thread started with my coaches. You know how there's that 7-day message thread that we've started to do. So I have like 4 coaches in that, and Michelle has a few as well. So we are walking them through starting their business. And normally what we do is we have them post on their personal page. So now we have had to take, yesterday we would have done that day 3. But instead we had to walk them through how to set up a like page. And so now we've had them create a bunch of posts to put on their page, and we're walking them through how to do that, like creating curiosity and all that sort of stuff, so that they've got content there. And then tomorrow we're going to have them invite their friends and family, so that their page is all set up and ready to go, so that people come and they're like, oh, awesome, look what they're doing. So that's what you can have your new coaches do. And we'll give you guys that, like, you guys have the 7-day message thread template. Everybody has access to it. So we're going to have to tweak that once these 7 days are done, but then you guys will have access to that. So moving forward, it'll be really easy for you guys to start a new coach, or even anybody. Like Agatha didn't have a like page. So Agatha joined this message thread, even though she's not a new coach, she's new to a like page. So it's essentially like being new again. So, yeah, that's how I would do that, Cassie. Does that make sense?
Megan, one thing I thought of earlier, you're probably going to say this would be dumb to do, but I just want to ask. So if we only have a few likes on our like page, like not very many, and we're doing the training, would it be stupid to just start a new like page if we've already invited, when I started mine, I invited everybody I knew when it was not in a good shape at all. So would that be stupid to start over?
I think for you, yeah, because you have such great posts and like your page looks so good. If your page was not not good, you were like, I would say, yeah, scrap it, start again. But you have such a good platform. Start it. I wouldn't personally, but again, I'm no like page expert. But
But you're right.
Don't worry so much about your friends and family. Like, those aren't the people that are going to build your business. So like, you are just getting into the training, and you are going to start to see things happen on your like page in the next week probably. So just stick with it and don't worry too much about the people who haven't liked it or need to like it, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And then Cindy, you sort of asked, how has this changed my power hour? So yeah, I feel like it hasn't changed it a whole lot. I'm obviously doing less, which is really nice actually. Like, it feels kind of good, but also I need to get used to that. I really struggle with not being overwhelmed with this business, like overwhelmed with my messenger and the conversation. So that is making me, I think, more overwhelmed, that I'm not feeling overwhelmed. But my power hours looks pretty much the same still. Like, I am going to my likes and comments, like, well, not necessarily my likes, but I do look at my likes because I can invite new people to like my page. So you'll start to get people that you don't know that will like your post, and then you can invite them to like your page. And then I go through all my comments and I respond to all my comments. And if I feel like I can kind of pull from a private message from that, depending on what the post was about, I will try to reach out to 5 people or so and build a sort of a new relationship in private messenger with them. And then I'm doing my follow-ups and so it's sort of the same stuff. I'm just doing a lot less of the messaging, I guess. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. It's just weird not being like so stressed. Like, I literally would come home and like put the kids to bed and like can't like stress about how many people I'm messaging and commenting and posts and whatever. I just feel like I'm not doing enough. But like, my like page is just starting to get traction. Like, I put an engagement post up at noon today, which I totally wouldn't have thought would have been my prime time for my avatar, but it really actually is. The last 2 times I posted at noon is like apparently my people's time. And like today I had like 4 new comments of people I had never talked to. And that was kind of the first time. I had one person that I had never talked to earlier this week. So I connected with her. So mine's just starting to finally this week. get a little bit of traction on it.
Yeah.
But I just want to make one comment about the training. I mean, I'm moving at a turtle's pace through it, which I think is great. But one of the great things about it is, even though it's an investment, you have a lifetime guarantee in that training. So anything that changes, anything that's new that happens, we're going to find out there. And so the investment is so great because of that. I think that's my personal opinion.
And I think I had said in one of our message threads that I wouldn't be surprised if they jack the price up of this, because there's gotta be tons of people now all of a sudden who are like, even some of the top coaches who have neglected their like page and now are sort of being forced off their personal page, are going to take a blow, and they don't have that engagement built up on their like page. So I could see them all trying to get into this training and all their teams. And I mean, it would be very smart of Social Team Builder to double their price, because people will pay it. Like people will for sure pay it. So yeah, I can't stress it enough how important it is. But going back to some of the posts too, like even look at some of our pages and see some of the posts that have sort of like not gone viral, but viral for like me, for instance, like a post I put up there had like 180 comments on it, and like 26 shares and stuff like that. Those posts are so good for getting eyes on your page, but just really make sure that post, even though it's like, there's even those ones like what's a movie you'd watch 5 times in a row or something like that. Like those posts are all going to get you incredible engagement, but just make sure it's the right engagement for your avatar. I did one that like totally blew up. It was great. Like, what would you rather go with, or what would you go without if you had to? Your cell phone, makeup, coffee, or TV or something. Well, it was really good, but all of a sudden it got taken over from like old people, like really old people, and then men started saying makeup. Like they thought it was just hilarious that they picked makeup. I'm like, oh God, this is absolutely ridiculous. So of course I don't want to invite these people to like my page. As much as you do want to like click that invite button so that you feel like you're doing something, I'm like, no, I don't want to start having conversations with these people. So then I started trying to find things like to do with pregnancy or little kids or overwhelmed moms, like that type of stuff. So really it goes back to who's your avatar. So, like, I don't know, like Tammy, for instance, it would make no sense for you to do a post about what do you miss the most about being pregnant, right? Like you don't want to attract all these young women who are having babies.
No.
Like it just doesn't make sense to you, right? But that makes sense to me. I want those people. So really be careful about what kinds of engagement posts you're doing, but they can be really, really successful too, for sure. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say about them. So I'm trying to do like, one or so of those a day, even a couple. And on weekends, I'm sort of doing much more of that stuff. So it's nice to see that sort of stuff take off and help out the engagement on your page. And then Jennifer had asked, and I kind of went over this in our group, but a posting schedule. I'm still sticking with my posting schedule. I'm adding to it quite a bit. I'm not doing just 2 posts a day on my like page. I'm doing like 4 or 5 posts a day even right now. But I still do like my calls to actions, which I'm tweaking just a little bit from things that I've learned in this training. So instead of, I think I went over this today already too, but instead of saying like, 5 spots, this is what you're going to get, I'm just sort of more storytelling about it. And, would something like this interest you? Would you want to crush some goals by Christmas? Like asking those more engaging type questions to draw people in instead of the salesy, you'll get 30-minute workouts, portion controlled containers, clean foods, accountability and support, comment below, I'm in. Like, who knows? Maybe I'm going to do that next week. I don't know. But right now I'm sort of trying to do the softer approach and just get them to comment I just want to get them to comment so that then I can reach out to them and say, hey, like I actually have a few spots opening this week. Would that interest you? Another thing that I'm doing, and I just started doing it today because I'm having some new conversations with some people and I don't really know what to do with them. Normally I would friend request them and I would add them into my Teamsy, and I would know, because they're in my support group, I would know that they're going to keep seeing my stuff, that they're going to see my post tomorrow morning and tomorrow night. But with a like page, it's not a given that they're going to see your stuff ever again, really. Like that's what's like freaky, right? They may never stumble across my page again if they didn't even like it. If they just liked a post but didn't like my page, I may never hear from them again. So what I'm doing is anybody that I'm having a personal message with that's sort of going well, again, somebody that I want to connect with, if they're responding back with like, oh, she's 2, like if I asked how old her kid is and that's it, well, you know what? Really, is that person going to make a great coach one day? No, she doesn't know how to have conversations. So I'm not going to continue building that relationship and like pulling from it when there's nothing there. But somebody who's responding back and we're engaging back and forth, I'm adding them into my Teamsy and I'm tagging them in Teamsy as November Connects. And then I don't really know what I'm going to do with that, to be honest. But what I'm thinking I'll do is maybe in a few weeks, I'll run like a free 3-day group or something. And maybe I can go back to that person and just say, hey, how are you? I hope you don't think this is weird, but because you can, once they're in your messenger on a like page, you can find them again. You can message them again. So I will maybe invite them to a free group. Jen, do you have something to add?
Today I responded back to 2 people. So once I responded back, a check mark came up and I checked it and then it disappeared. So I'm like, oh no, I lost my connection with them again. Do you know how to find it again? Like how to talk to them back?
I think you would have to, if you type in their name in the search bar, what will happen? Do you guys want me to show you? Oh, whoops. Because I need to actually like Google or YouTube the like page inbox, because I swear that somebody has to have done a tutorial on how to use it because it's kind of confusing. But let me see here. If anybody doesn't know what it looks like when you kill your newsfeed, that's what it looks like, which I highly recommend doing. Okay, so here is my like page. So if I go to my inbox, well, first I'll show you okay, like let's say I know this person, so I'm not gonna actually send her a message, but what you can do from your message is you reply, obviously, I did, oops, oh shit. And then you can message them right from the post, right here. And then the actual post pops up in there. So then I could say like, hey, I just wanted to reach out and say thanks so much, for the support on my post, blah, 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 and ask a question. I'm not going to actually do that. And then in the inbox, okay, so here's a couple. Okay, so here is somebody who responded back. So I sent her this message. She commented on one of my live videos, who I do not know her at all. And I try to ask the question, I would love to hear what brought you to my page, because I'm trying to, my video was about nutrition, so I was able to sort of put that in there, but it's hard if it's just a post about like, what's your favorite movie? It's sort of hard to really get a conversation about health and fitness geared towards that, but I was able to do that here. So I haven't obviously read any of this, but this is somebody that I'm going to copy her name and take her over to Teamsy, add her in, so that I just have a record of her somewhere to maybe reach out again at some point. We'll see where this conversation goes, but obviously she needs to lose weight. So, I'm glad I connected with her. But okay, here's someone. So she really didn't give me much. So I didn't even bother putting this person into Teamsy. Like I asked her some questions. This is her response, right? So like, whatever, if she knows where to find me, if she wants to talk to me again. So you can check mark them, and then they moved to a done folder, which I haven't even looked. Maybe it's, so you can go to your done folder. Okay. So here will be all the ones that you have like sort of cleaned up your inbox. But also if you search, this is all different now. Okay. So if I search for that person, Lisa Hutchinson, that's who she was. So here you can see that she's commented on these posts on my like page. Plus this is my message to her. So it's really cool. You can go back, like you can pull up anybody and see what post they commented on and also what your message was. Plus over here, so she did not like my page. If she had liked my page, over here I could see when she liked it, which I just figured that out today. This person, did she like my page? Nope, she didn't like my page either. Okay, so this person liked my page. So this is someone I think I had a conversation with today. And so she actually liked my page back in May at 3:15 p.m. So she has been following me for quite some time, and I had no idea. So, and it wasn't until I posted that post on Saturday. So, yeah. Was there anything else?
Okay, so you're not friend requesting these people.
Nope.
Okay.
There's no point.
Right.
Because I am not associated with my personal account. That's a whole other person, right?
Oh, okay.
Like these people who are commenting on my page have no idea who this person is. They're not the same people, if that makes sense. It's sort of like Heidi always comes with really good analogies, and she said, it's like if you were on the Starbucks like page and you were commenting on like one of the new cafe lattes or whatever, and then you received a message or a friend request from the CEO of Starbucks, and he sent you a friend request and then sent you a message to say thanks for commenting. You'd be like, well, who is that? Like, that's sort of the same thing. Like, we have to almost get used to can you guys see me yet? Stop share. So we have to sort of get used to the fact that we are not our personal account anymore. We are something different. And friend requesting and all that, it means nothing. So I don't know, does that help anybody? Was that helpful? Does anybody have questions? I don't want this to overwhelm anyone. I want everyone to be really excited about this. And I think there are a lot of us that are like, from the people that I've been talking with privately, like you guys, that the majority of you are really kind of feeling really good about the changes and excited about moving forward with this. And I am. I think it's amazing. And I'm like really pumped about doing our business this way. The whole theme in this training is we don't want to ever be chasing people. We want people to be coming to us. And how amazing would it be if every day we had people coming to us who were interested? And we shouldn't be chasing people ever. We shouldn't. We should be presenting ourselves and putting ourselves out there in a way that makes people want to connect with us, that makes them want to reach out to us, that makes them want to do what we're doing. And it might take time for them to do that, to feel comfortable enough, but that's the goal. We shouldn't have to be chasing people every single day, which is like such a relieving feeling. Yeah. Anybody have anything else to mention? No?
Yeah, I do actually, Megan.
Oh, yeah.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Mhm.
Okay, so one thing I noticed with my support group when I link them, when I post as my like page, when I go to message them, those messages go right into your like page.
Yeah.
So that's nothing too. So if people are having trouble messaging people who haven't liked their page, but as soon as they message you on your support page, you can still go ahead and message them.
Yeah. So when you're posting as your like page in your group, it can benefit your like page as well, because those people who like your post, you can invite them to like your page, and same thing, you can message them right from your like page, because the idea is we don't want to be messaging people from our personal page. That's what's going to get us into trouble. That's what's going to get us flagged. That's what could potentially get us shut down. So we have to just like, which is hard. Trust me, it's really hard to get out of that. Like it's habit for me to look at somebody and add friend and message. Like it's almost automatic. I don't even think about it. Even today when I'm having these conversations with people on my like page, my gut reaction is I got to friend request them. I have to friend request them. But I'm like, I don't. There's no purpose to friend requesting them. Yeah. All right. Anybody else? Elaine,
I think the tricky part as far as the following up that you were talking about with Teamsy, that's tricky because like even for me, I'll make a connection with someone and I'll put them in Teamsy for like a week, and then in a week I go to their personal page and I like or comment on a photo, and then I don't message them for 2 more weeks or whatever. So you're making the little folder as November Connects, but then what happens when they come up?
Then I was saying I really don't know what I'm going to do, but I think, if I'm at the point where I'm not having people coming to me and I need to find people, I will invite them to a free group. That's probably what I'll do.
Okay.
I'm hoping that everything's going to take off like it is for all the other coaches doing this training, and that people are just going to start, like the conversations are just going to start happening more naturally, that I'm not even going to have to go and find these people. They're either going to come back to me or the right people are going to come to me. But it's almost like a backup plan. At least I do have them that I can go to. Like I kind of need a system in place in case I get to the end of the month and I've got nobody, right? Like it's sort of like a security blanket, I guess, by putting them into Teamsy.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and it's interesting because I've been creeping the Facebook group of our training, because everybody has the same mentality as us. And, people are saying, well, like the exact same thing what you said. I friend request them, and then I go and I look on their page and I'll like and comment on some stuff. And so what Stephanie, who is like, she's the social team builder person, she is like, we're responding, well, why are you going and liking and commenting on their stuff? And the person responds back, well, because I want to create engagement and I want my stuff to be seen more. And she's like, so you have an ulterior motive. It's not like which is so true, right? It's even like those birthday messages somebody else put in the group. Well, what about those happy birthday messages? Can't I still do those from my personal page? And she was like, what happy birthday messages? Because she's not a coach, right? And the girl's like, oh, well, I go through and I look at all the people whose birthday it is on my Facebook page and I send them a personal message. And she's like, yeah, but do you know who they are? Well, no, but I'm just trying to build a relationship with them. Well, why? Well, because we want Success Club points. Like it's like we're hunting. We're hunting for them. it's like, it's so true. We're guilty. Like everybody's guilty of it. But because these people running the training aren't coaches, you see it from their point of view, and it's like, yeah, you're right. God, like, yeah. So yeah, it's kind of a humbling
It's like
moment.
changing how you look at it completely.
That's what it's done. It's totally changed how I've looked at everything now. And it's like, you could take it as like feeling defeated and, oh my God, and probably without personal development, that's how we would be feeling, right? But we know that, you just got to roll with it and, embrace it for what it is and think of it as a challenge. And I don't know, it's funny to me now. Like, yeah.
I feel like I don't feel like I'm trying so hard to like get success points. I mean, I guess with that training, what I've done so far is kind of like, okay, it will happen. You just have to be patient, put your patient pants on. And you know what? I don't have Success Club points yet, but I'm starting like just keep being consistent at it. And I think that's one of the good things that comes out of that training. It's like you're constantly being reminded, just be consistent and be patient and be purposeful, and it will happen. And I think that's kind of one of the good things that I've learned out of it so far. I mean, I'm not very far into it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't stress over it. It's going to happen.
Yeah. You have to really trust the process with all of this. And,
But in another point, like I heard Michelle say, like, what are all of a sudden everybody's taking this perspective, and then come the end of November, we're all sitting still at no success. Like, that's gonna F things up. Really. Things are gonna be, if all of a sudden nobody's hitting, like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's for sure. There's this fine line of like, let it all come. But like, what if it doesn't start coming?
We're already, the 9th of November, I don't know.
Yeah.
But and that's where I'm stressing, because I'm like, okay, well, we shouldn't be doing this now. So how am I gonna, I don't know. Yeah.
Here's the other thing though. You don't have your Facebook page or anything like that. If you got it shut down, then you wouldn't have a business anyways, right? So we have to kind of look at it. It's like, you got to be patient a little bit, and it will we And I mean, I get the whole, we don't want to ruin what's coming, but I mean, we don't want to take the risks either of like losing what you've worked so hard for, right?
Yeah.
Because one coach that literally lost everything on Facebook, I mean, she was she was doing pretty good. Like and then she just one day lost legit everything that she had worked so hard for. I mean, she still has her Instagram account. If you follow her on Instagram, and she's really interesting to follow, but lost everything on Facebook. So she only has one platform now.
Yeah, it's crazy for sure. Like, I mean, you have to still keep moving your business forward. You can't really let all of this stall you out completely. So, like, realistically, if I post a post in my support group about my challenge group and I have new people liking it, I'm probably going to take the chance and message them and just say, like, hey, I noticed you liked it. Like, I'm still going to do what I did because it worked. And if I have to be at Success Club this month. For me, it's a non-negotiable. I'm not willing to sacrifice that. So I probably will do a little bit of that still in order to get to my goals. Am I going to do it the way I was doing it? Absolutely not. I'm not sending out those copy and paste messages. I'm terrified to even send any messages, let alone a copied and pasted one. But at the same time, like, until I get to Success Club 10, I will be kind of like, okay, because I mean, I'm not going to let almost 2 years or over 2 years of Success Club record, so you have to just sort of you just have to be smart about it, I guess. And everybody's going to choose you just have to, I don't know. You have to do what you can to move your business forward, but to also grow on this new platform. So it doesn't mean abandon and give up everything that we were doing yesterday, because it worked. It worked for me. that's why I didn't like shut my support group down or anything, because that's where you guys all came from. That's where everybody has come from. So I didn't just like close the doors on it. I made it very clear that I'm going to be slowly transitioning. But that's still my home base because I don't want to give up those connections. Yeah. Okay, well, that was a long call. Hope that was at least helpful. Okay, good night, everybody.
All right.